Imagine unlocking a new level of your own mind. Think about achieving laser-like focus effortlessly. Consider the possibility of experiencing vivid, lucid dreams, where you are the director of your own nocturnal theater. Some even speak of profound spiritual awakenings, a deeper connection to the universe itself. These aren't just fanciful notions from science fiction. They are potential states of being that some believe can be accessed. The key? It might lie in how we understand and interact with the intricate symphony of our own brainwaves. We're constantly bathed in sound, but what if specific sound patterns could guide our consciousness? This is where a fascinating technology called Hemi-Sync enters the conversation. Hemi-Sync, short for hemispheric synchronization, is an audio technology. It's designed to guide your brain into various states of consciousness. Think of it as a conductor for your brain's orchestra, helping different sections play in harmony. It aims to create a state where both hemispheres of your brain, the logical left and the creative right, work together in a more coherent and integrated fashion. Prepare to tune in to the power of sound. The story of Hemi-Sync is inextricably linked with one man, Robert Monroe. He wasn't initially a neuroscientist or a psychologist. Monroe was a successful radio broadcasting executive in the 1950s. His journey into the world of consciousness exploration began unexpectedly through personal experiences. He started having spontaneous out-of-body experiences, which, as you can imagine, were quite startling and profound. These weren't fleeting moments, they were vivid and repeatable, prompting him to investigate what was happening to him with a methodical and curious approach, much like a scientist exploring a new phenomenon. Driven by these unusual experiences, Monroe began to meticulously document and research them. He wasn't content to simply have these experiences. He wanted to understand them. He sought to find ways to induce and control them, not just for himself, but potentially for others. This quest led him to establish the Monroe Institute in Virginia in the 1970s. At the heart of Hemi-Sync technology lies a fascinating auditory phenomenon known as binaural beats. The concept itself is quite straightforward, yet its effects on the brain are what make it so intriguing. Imagine you're wearing headphones. In your left ear, you hear a pure tone, let's say at a frequency of 200 hertz. Simultaneously, in your right ear, you hear another pure tone. But this one is slightly different, perhaps 210 hertz. Your ears are receiving two distinct frequencies. However, what happens inside your brain is where the magic begins. Your brain, in its incredible capacity to process and make sense of sensory input, perceives these two slightly different tones, but it doesn't just hear them separately. Instead, it detects the difference between the two frequencies. In our example, the difference between 210 hertz and 200 hertz is 10 hertz. The brain then generates a third phantom beat at this difference frequency, 10 hertz in this case. This perceived rhythm isn't actually present in the external sound environment. It's created entirely within your head. This third tone is the binaural beat. The creation of the binaural beat, that phantom third tone, is just the first step in the Hemi-Sync process. The ultimate goal, as the name suggests, is hemispheric synchronization. Our brains have two distinct hemispheres, the left and the right, each generally associated with different modes of thinking and processing information. The left hemisphere is often linked with logical, analytical thought, language, and sequential processing. The right hemisphere is typically associated with creativity, intuition, spatial awareness, and holistic processing. In our daily lives, one hemisphere might be more dominant than the other depending on the task at hand. Hemi-Sync technology proposes that when both hemispheres operate in a more balanced and coordinated way, our overall mental capabilities can be enhanced. When the brain produces that binaural beat, it's not just a localized phenomenon. The theory is that this internal rhythmic pulse encourages the electrical patterns across both hemispheres to align and operate in greater unison. Section 5, Sharpening the Edge, Hemi-Sync for enhanced focus. One of the most sought-after benefits of Hemi-Sync technology is its potential to enhance focus and concentration. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with distractions. Emails ping, notifications pop up, and our attention is pulled in a dozen different directions at once. Maintaining deep, sustained focus on a single task can feel like a superpower. Hemi-Sync offers a potential tool to help cultivate this very state. By guiding the brain into specific brainwave patterns, particularly those associated with alertness and concentration, it aims to create an internal environment conducive to focused work. The brainwave states typically targeted for enhanced focus are often in the beta range, or sometimes the lower end of gamma, which are associated with active thinking, problem-solving, and high-level information processing. When you listen to a Hemi-Sync track designed for focus, the embedded binaural beats are engineered to encourage your brain to produce more of these particular brain waves. The idea is that by synchronizing your brain activity to these frequencies, you can more easily filter out distractions, maintain your attention for longer periods, and process information more effectively. Section 6. Waves of Wellness, Hemi-Sync for healing and restorative sleep. Beyond sharpening focus, Hemi-Sync technology is also widely explored for its potential benefits in promoting healing and achieving deep, restorative sleep. The connection between our state of mind and our physical well-being is increasingly recognized by science. Stress, for example, is a major contributor to a host of health problems. Hemi-Sync offers pathways to profound relaxation by guiding the brain into alpha and theta brainwave states. These states are associated with reduced stress, calmness, and the body's natural healing processes. When the mind is calm, the body can better allocate resources to repair and rejuvenation. Many Hemi-Sync programs are specifically designed to support physical and emotional healing. By fostering deep relaxation, these audio experiences can help to lower heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and ease muscle tension. Section 7. Decoding our inner rhythms, brainwaves, and frequencies. To truly understand how Hemi-Sync works, we need to talk about brainwaves. Our brains are electrical organs. Billions of neurons communicate with each other by firing tiny electrical impulses. When large groups of neurons fire in synchrony, they create rhythmic electrical patterns that can be measured by an electroencephalogram, or EEG. These rhythmic patterns are what we call brainwaves, and they are categorized by their frequency, measured in hertz or cycles per second. Different brainwave patterns are associated with different states of consciousness, mental activity, and physiological functioning. Hemi-Sync aims to influence these patterns. Let's break down the main types of brainwaves. First, we have delta waves, typically 0.5 to 4 hertz. These are the slowest brainwaves and are dominant during deep, dreamless sleep. This is the state where your body does most of its repairing and regenerating. Section 8. Journeys beyond Hemi-Sync and exploring altered states. Perhaps one of the most intriguing and for some controversial applications of Hemi-Sync is its use in exploring altered states of consciousness, including what Robert Monroe famously termed out-of-body experiences, or OBEs. Monroe's initial personal experiences with OBEs were the very catalyst for his research and the development of Hemi-Sync. He sought to create a reliable method for others to explore these non-ordinary states of awareness in a safe and controlled manner. The Monroe Institute developed specific Hemi-Sync programs, often referred to as focus levels, designed to guide individuals into these profound states. These focus levels are associated with specific combinations of Hemi-Sync frequencies intended to lead the listener into progressively deeper states of relaxation and altered awareness. For example, Focus 10 is described as a state of mind awake, body asleep, a deeply relaxed physical state where mental awareness remains sharp. Focus 12 is presented as a state of expanded awareness where perception may extend beyond the physical senses. Higher focus levels, such as Focus 21, are specifically linked with the exploration of non-physical realities and the potential for out-of-body experiences. Section 9. The Next Frontier: Consciousness, Sound, and the Unseen. The journey into Hemi-Sync and brainwave entrainment explores human consciousness. Enhanced focus, deeper sleep, and potential healing are just the beginning. What is the full potential of the human mind? We are still scratching the surface of auditory stimuli impact on our neural architecture. Future research promises exciting discoveries. As neuroscience and technology advance, we may find precise ways to use sound to influence cognitive states. Imagine personalized Hemi-Sync programs and educational applications. Therapeutic interventions for anxiety, depression, and cognitive decline are significant areas for exploration. The exploration of non-physical reality, as hinted by Robert Monroe's work, continues to beckon. Profound experiences in altered states suggest much remains to be understood about consciousness.